A new analysis of shootings this year has shown that there has been roughly one toddler-related shooting for every week in 2015. Now, this is an article in the Washington Post by Christopher Ingram, and he did this analysis himself. He looked at all the different cases that involved toddlers who either found their parents' gun and either shot and killed themselves or shot and killed someone else. Now, according to his research, at least 43 instances this year of somebody being shot by a toddler 3 or younger. In 31 of those 43 cases, a toddler found a gun and shot himself or herself. Now, in the vast majority of cases, it's actually a toddler who, a male toddler who does the shooting, right? But of course, it's an innocent toddler, has no idea what he or she is doing, and they just happen to find this gun because what happened to these responsible gun owners? Well, they're not responsible at all. They're not locking the guns away. They're putting it in a place that's easily accessible to a toddler. Let's take a look at the graphic, and the graphic shows you that in 2015 so far, at least 13 toddlers have inadvertently killed themselves with firearms. 18 more injured themselves, 10 injured other people, and 2 killed other people.
Okay, now let me give you further context. This vastly underestimates the number of toddlers shooting themselves or others. Why? First of all, every time there's just a minor injury, it probably doesn't make it into the press. He got all of his information from media reports of, oh no, a toddler shoots someone and kills them or seriously injures them. If it's a minor injury, it never makes it into the newspaper, right? Secondly, all the toddlers that shot a gun accidentally and never hit anything, thank God, right? That doesn't even get reported to the police probably 9 out of 10 times. So the actual number is much, much higher of the times that toddlers have gotten a hold of a gun and shot it. These are just the ones that hit someone. And obviously the toddlers are not aiming. The great majority of the time, I hope they're missing, right? And so if you're in favor of unregulated guns, right, which actually very few Americans are, Americans agree that, for example, you should be required to lock up your gun inside your own home so that a baby doesn't get it, right? 67% of Americans agree with that. Our politicians say, no way. My checks come from the NRA. I don't care how many times your baby shoots himself. I don't care how many toddlers die in America. I won't even let you lock up your gun in your own house. I won't let you do it.
How insane is that? How insane is that we can't pass a law, that the NRA doesn't want a law that advocates for parents locking up their guns in a safe place so their kids don't get a hold of it? Another solution would be the smart guns, which basically link it to the law-abiding citizen who has the ability to shoot that gun. Meaning that, let's say I have a gun, I'm the only one who's able to shoot it. Cenk wouldn't be able to shoot it, right? So the gun would not end up in the wrong hands, and if it did, that individual couldn't shoot it. The NRA and gun advocates are against smart guns. Why?
No, that's the definitive case for why the NRA doesn't give a damn about your life. It doesn't care about safety at all. In fact, it wants criminals to get the guns. Because that's the only reason you'd be against a smart gun. They have their BS excuses. Oh, what if the 13-year-old son is not programmed for the smart gun? Maybe the parents in the house are, but the 13-year-old isn't, and their mom's about to be raped and killed, and then the 13-year-old should be able to grab the gun and kill the intruder. A story that might have never happened in the history of America.
Ridiculous.
Right? So the overwhelming majority of the time, it is much safer if the gun owner, and even then you could have accidents, etc., but much, much safer. For example, when the criminal breaks in and you start wrestling with a gun, he grabs it. It doesn't matter, he can't shoot it. It's a smart gun. Only the owner of the gun can shoot it. But the NRA hates smart guns because then you couldn't peddle them. You couldn't sell them illegally. You couldn't buy more of them. You couldn't be a straw purchaser and then hand out the guns to drug dealers who want to buy 40 at a time, 100 at a time, right? Then the gangs couldn't buy more guns. That's why they hate smart guns. Smart guns are the enemy. They should be the best friend of the NRA. A good guy with a gun has a smart gun, right? But they hate it. It's their worst enemy.
So your point is a great point, but I also think that they want that environment or that atmosphere of paranoia. Because the more paranoid you are, the more likely you are to go out and buy guns, right? So if you know that all these murders are happening, if you know that all these deaths are happening, all these mass shootings are happening, what happens? A lot of people go out there and they buy guns because they think that they're Rambo and that they're going to protect themselves against a mass shooter. That state of paranoia serves their purpose. They love it. Just one really quick fact that I want to give to you guys. And you can't draw too many conclusions on this because there simply isn't enough data. So take it with a grain of salt. But according to Ingram, he says Missouri has seen the most of these shootings with 5 separate incidents. Florida had 4.
Of course.
Texas, 3.
Of course.
Now, due to the low number of total cases and the isolated nature of these incidents, he says that I'd caution against drawing broad conclusions from the map above, but it is worth noting that the shootings don't necessarily follow broader population trends. California, the most populous state in the nation, hasn't had any.
By the way, there are also no toddler shootings in the Northeast entirely. The more gun control you have, the less babies die. But hey, these guys, you know what the average is so far this year? About 1 a week. Once a week, a toddler will get a hold of a gun and shoot someone. Not shoot it, shoot someone, okay? 13 toddlers have already killed themselves. And the NRA thinks it's the cost of doing business. Some babies, they got in the way. What can you do? Lock up the guns, smart guns, reasonable regulations? Hell no. And if these babies had to die and they're Americans, collateral damage.